Start with the opening statement.
I have none. Ask me questions, please.
Coach, obviously the thought is the back end of back-to-back games, how that
Doesn't
affected
mean
your
anything.
team.
Doesn't mean anything. Everybody's got to play back-to-back. It's college basketball. They're 18 to 22 years old. They can't play back-to-back. We got no chance to be any good. Thank you. Sorry, I don't mean to be terse with you. Is that a word, terse? I don't mean to do that. But I was, so I apologize.
Coach, if you would please, this Michigan State team, you've coached against so many of them. Could you please give us your overall thought process? You've scouted them, you've watched them so much, and then played against them. Could you give us that analysis, please?
Well, there's a lot of talented players out there. You know, their demise, whatever that statement is, the guy, you know the statement I'm trying to say. I can't think of it right now, but there's something about my demise is, for people to sit there and say that crap about them is ridiculous. This is a gold standard basketball program in this country, coached by probably the best coach in the country. And if you think that they're going to fold in December, you guys are crazy. The guy can coach, and he's got talented players. Does he have some guys missing? Yeah. Is that great player missing? Yeah. All this is going to do is make those other guys better, so that when that kid gets back, they'll be better. And I guarantee you they'll be there in March. They will be there. They're not double team. They're going to kick a lot of people's rear ends.
Well, if he played 40, he probably would have had 36 points. I don't think, it was pretty evident they couldn't guard him. And, you know, our offense runs through him. It was pretty evident that they were struggling to guard him. I mean, he had 11 points. He had 4 shots and 11 points in 12 minutes. His first foul's 94 feet from the basket. His third, fourth, and fifth foul are just ridiculous. You know, it's got to be smarter. Obviously, if things are getting called, to sit there and say I didn't do it, you're not going to win that battle. Now, if you're a freshman, okay, I understand that. But if you're the veteran on our team, the go-to guy, you've got to be not put yourself in that situation. His fifth foul, he says he didn't touch the guy, but he ran in there and slapped. Maybe he didn't touch him, but he ran in there and slapped down. Why? We need him on the floor. Hopefully it's a learning thing for him. I mean, you know, you come home, you want to play well here. I'm sure he does. It's his hometown. I'm sure he wants to prove a lot of things, and it's hard to prove him sitting next to me if you let your emotion get into you like that. And I've never seen him. You know, I yell I'm a yeller. I mean, but every kid's different. Some yell back, some don't. Some don't like it when they get yelled at. Some love it. Some want to get yelled at. Jalen's one of those guys who just always looked at you. Tonight he was actually talking back. Not talking back, but trying to explain himself. I've coached him for 4 years. I've never seen that before. So obviously he was hyped to play here and wanted to show, you know. Unfortunately, he went about it the wrong way because they couldn't guard him. I think it's the single most important factor in the outcome of the game was he played 12 minutes.
Coach, how much do you think down the road this week will help you, the back-to-backs, playing Georgia on Friday, however it shakes out? How does this week help prepare you for the league and possibly beyond?
Do you want the truth or do you want some politically correct bullcrap answer? It's not going to make a difference. We're going to be a completely different team in January and February than we are now. These are all learning experiences. We were blowing teams out. Now we've played a couple close games. We've made some really drastic errors the last 2 games. I always think that you learn better from these games than you do from blowing people out. The course of the year, you're going to play a lot of close games, and you learn and you go on. All this is about record. You know, RPI and record. And unfortunately, in this day and age, that's what people care about. They care about what your record is, and they care about what your RPI is, and they want to tweet and write on the message boards and all that crap about how the reality of it is for Oakland is we have to win the Horizon League tournament. Because if we don't, it's not a successful season. We won 23 games last year. We got to the finals of a postseason tournament. And there are a lot of people that think we had an unsuccessful year. So the truth and the reality of it is, yeah, if we beat Michigan State, that's something that in recruiting we can hang our hat on. That's something that, down through the years, 7 years from now, nobody's going to remember Miles didn't play. Just like last year, people don't remember Valentine didn't, So yeah, that in the state of Michigan, this game means more than any other non-league game we play. But the truth of the matter is, how we play today will have no effect on this basketball team in March when it counts. We're not going to remember the Breslin Center when Jalen, you fouled like that. There'll be so many things that have happened since then that will affect our team.
Greg, Brad Brechting had he played well physically tonight, and you got a lot out of Stevie Clark too. I know that you're upset about the outcome of the game, but is there something that at least positive that you can take from some individual performances?
Well, the good thing for Brad tonight is that he had to play. And you saw what he could do without looking over his shoulder and stressing and making stupid plays and then knowing he's coming out, and things like that. Maybe it's a coaching point for me too, that just let the kid go. Maybe I learned something tonight from him. But I thought he played extremely well. He missed a couple box outs in the first half, but other than that, I thought he guarded well, he rebounded. He's still a little limited with the ball, but the more touches he gets, the better he'll be at that. I thought he played extremely well. I don't think Stevie had one of his better games. He turned the ball over 6 times. We turned it over 21 times. That's not us. We're one of the top teams in the country in assist-to-turnover ratio. All right? Now, you can sit there and you can say, well, that was Michigan State's defense. And if they want to say that, fine. And if you want to write that, fine. I don't believe that. I believe that was us. That was us not playing well. That was us forcing things. Not running offense when we got in trouble. When an option. The thing about these two teams, the coaches have all coached together. Dwayne was on my staff. Brian Greggy sitting there played for me. Drew Valentine played for me, was their graduate assistant. We know everything about each other. So obviously we're going to take stuff away from them because we know it's coming, and they're going to take stuff away from us because vice versa. So what play do you make? And we didn't make the next play. We tried to force things. So I can't take anything from it. Maybe I better coach Brad better. Maybe I better coach him like, you're not coming out for a stupid play. Hard for me, though.
I know it's kind of an elephant in the room, but both you and Tom were upset about the refereeing tonight and some of the calls that were made. I guess
you trying to get me fined?
Trying to word it right for you here, but I mean, at this point, when the whistles keep going like that, how can you guys adjust as coaches on the fly when you maybe don't know how things are going to be called 1 minute to the next?
Well, there were 54 fouls called. I had 1, 2, 3, 4 guys foul out, another guy with 4. I'm not a very good coach if I'm not happy about that. And the game might have been the best ref game ever, I don't know. But I can't be a good coach if I'm happy about that. I can't be a good coach if I'm okay with that. When one of the things, I said Jalen was talking to me. One of the things he said is, why aren't you fighting for me? Our players were frustrated by it. I was frustrated by it. The shot at the end, if that goes in, what's the score? I'm going to tell you that would have cut it to 5 with 30-some seconds to go, but somebody got the play-by-play can tell me the truth? Did it go in? Oh. So, but he got fouled, so he would have had 3 shots, and that would have cut it to 4 with 30-some seconds to go. And Michigan State's not a good free throw shooting team. They shoot 62% from the floor. And in a pressure situation, what would have happened? The game was not over. Now, as soon as I got the technical, it was. But I got players asking me to fight for them. What am I going to do? I can't lose my team. Did the kid get fouled? Is there anybody here that's going to tell me he didn't get fouled? I can't say he didn't or did because I'll get in trouble. But I'm asking you, did he get fouled? Okay. Thank you.